All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, after getting dominated at home several weeks ago by the Indianapolis Colts, the Tennessee Titans returned to favor today with a 45-26 trouncing in Indy. The Titans set the tone on the opening drive of the game as they marched down the field on a 10-play, 75-yard drive that was culminated with a 12-yard touchdown run from their big, burly running back, Derrick Henry. Now, overall, the Titans finished this contest with 449 yards of offense on the ground, and Derrick Henry's big afternoon set the tone. 27 carries for $178, and when Henry gets going, it predicates what this Titans offense is able to do. Why? 27 carries on the ground just for Henry, while quarterback Ryan Tannehill only attempted 22 passes. This Titans defense, they pinned their ears back and they came after Colts quarterback Phillip Rivers all afternoon long. Only had one sack, but the most important thing is they threw his timing off and they kept him out of his rhythm, and it really restricted what this Colts offense was able to do. Now, you look at this Titans team overall, and ever since halftime last week versus the Baltimore Ravens, they have been a different team. Of course, we saw Tennessee come back in that win over Baltimore last week in overtime. They set the tone. They got more physical in the second half and in overtime, and they beat the brakes off of the Ravens for the rest of that game. They were able to keep that momentum going today. They dictated the pace from the opening kickoff versus the Colts, and because of that, they are now back in the catbird seat in the AFC South. And a credit for that has to go to Titans head coach Mike Vrabel, because you look back at this Titans team a few weeks ago, and after they got embarrassed at home by the Indianapolis Colts, you just had to wonder what were they going to do for themselves coming down the stretch here in this regular season. Things got turned around very quickly for Tennessee, and now you look at their remaining schedule. They're home for Cleveland, at Jacksonville versus Detroit, at Green Bay, and they finish up at Houston. I really like this team's chances now to win the AFC South. They've gotten back on a roll, and the big reason for it, they've given the football to number 22. And you look at the Oilers/Titans franchise, they have a history of the big physical backs. We saw it with Earl Campbell, and then, of course, with Eddie George. And now Derrick Henry is right back in that mix. And the Titans will go as far as the legs of Derrick Henry take him. 3 big rushing touchdowns today. Why? Because nobody wants to tackle this guy. You're talking about a man who is 6'4", about 265 pounds, with blazing speed and a ton of physicality behind him. Just like it was last year, once again, the Titans are going to be a very tough out for somebody in the postseason. This team has the recipe for success in the postseason. They have a running game and they can play defense. And anytime that you put the two of those together in January, it makes it very tough for them to defeat. So I like the character of this club. They bounce back. They've really shown a lot of people something over the past couple of weeks. They've gotten back to doing what they do best, which is bully ball and punching people in the mouth. And as long as the Titans continue to do that, they're going to be a force for the rest of the regular season. And like I said, come January, teams in the AFC definitely are not going to be lining up to face them. So that's going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast here on YouTube. I want to thank all of the subscribers out there. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There is also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.